Welcome back, everybody. Sports Federation TV tonight, as you know, and we talk about what's happening in the world of sport in the Western Cape. If you have just joined us, we had a fantastic segment with the ladies from Drum Majorettes. We're speaking to the folks from Equestrian. They're joining us now on the show. And, of course, coming up a little bit later in the show, we'll speak to table tennis and we'll speak to SAFA. And it was, of course, the Western Province Women's Golf Awards on Wednesday evening at the Steenberg Golf Course. It was a fantastic event. We'll talk to you about that a little bit later. But joining me on the show now is Greg Garland. Greg is from the Equestrian Society. Now, folks, if you don't know what equestrian is, it's basically horses. And in South Africa, the Equestrian Society is broken, or equestrian sport is broken up to many different disciplines. And one of them is, Greg, you're going to have to help me out here, but welcome to Sports Federation TV.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with that. Western performance and reining. When we talk about equestrian, people think generally about show jumping, gymkhana, and several other disciplines, in fact. But your discipline is slightly unique.
Western is very new in South Africa, or relatively new. We've been going now for about 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
It's been very slow on the uptake because it's a very specific discipline, and you need specific types of horses to do it. We have grown a lot over the last couple of years. It's getting bigger and bigger as we speak. Basically, to give you an idea, we had a show in Cape Town last year, October, and we've basically started an annual show in Cape Town. The one that we had this year was double the size of last year. So we had 100% growth in a year.
Greg, okay, so essentially what we're talking about here is, I mean, if I look at these pictures, it looks like cowboy style.
It is. It's Western. It's basically, it comes from America.
So what is the word, the definition here? We're talking because in the description we've got your Western performance and reining. When we're talking about reining, we're not talking about reining.
Reining is a specific discipline, which is it's on a flat surface. There's no jumps or obstacles or anything. Basically, it started when the cowboys on the range wanted to put their skills into practice, and they started small local rodeos and shows. And eventually it developed into a massive industry that it is today. And the main body for reining is the National Reining Horse Association, which is based in the States. Then obviously they've got affiliates in Canada. Canada is probably the second biggest. And then Europe is very big. Germany's gone crazy with reining over the last few years. So I went and I worked on one of these dude ranches where people come from the cities into the mountains. It was in Colorado. And I worked as a guide, basically taking horses out, and I kind of fell in love with the Western way. And I came back to South Africa, and it was my passion always to get involved in the Western riding and have a quarter horse. Any cowboy will have a quarter horse. It's the horse of the West, basically. And they got their name because they were the fastest over the quarter mile. So they were initially called quarter milers, and then it changed over to quarter horse. So I always wanted to get into this, and I just loved I didn't want to walk around in a pair of jodhpurs, basically. Jodhpurs are the tight ones that they wear for show jumping. I like to be in boots and jeans and everyday dress kind of thing. And I got into the whole thing, and then I met my wife 8 years ago, and she was a rider all her life. And basically I got her involved in it, and now she's taken off and she's doing extremely well. She's training horses, and she loves it. She rides 5 horses a day.
So and yourself, then tell us a little bit. We've got a couple of other pictures here other than you on the. Let's just have a look there. There's who's this little? Is this a youngster?
This is one of our students and one of the competitors. She's a lot bigger than that now.
That's not. Is that a quarter horse? That's not.
No, that's a Neugedacht.
Okay, is that a type of horse?
That is a type of horse. It's a breed.
And then I'm assuming this is a quarter horse here that's going around a barrel.
That's a quarter horse.
Yeah, I've watched some of the behind the scenes competitive stuff, the documentaries, and watching the folks compete in these races is just incredible. We've
started including the barrel racing into our shows as well, just to attract more people and a bit of fun for a lot of the guys. A lot of people don't want to necessarily do reining.
It's a hard life in the States to be a competitor. The guys are on the road all the time. They're touring from town to town.
It's very tough.
And if you're not in one of the top 2 or 3, you're not making any money, and you're basically living hand to mouth just to be able to compete. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, what we've done now is we're really trying to push the sponsorships, and we're trying to. Well, we are. We're not trying to. We are giving good prize money at our shows now.
Okay.
Last year, was our first. We call it the Cape Summer Classic.
Yeah.
Was our first one, and the first prize walked away with 21,000 rand. And an imported belt buckle similar to this.
Yeah, and I think most real cowboys are there for the buckle.
The thing is, if you win it, anyone can go buy a buckle, but to win a buckle is special.
Yeah.
And then this year we had fantastic sponsorships. We had a total of about 55,000 rand sponsorship money, cash.
Where was this competition?
We're using the Stellenbosch District Riding Club.
Okay.
And last year.
How many competitors?
This year we must have had about 25, 30 maybe.
Oh, so it's a fairly big field.
It's definitely growing. It's, as I said, from last year to this year we grew 100% in entries.
We've got another picture here of somebody going around the barrel. Obviously coming down to take the corner now around the barrel.
Yeah.
And then there's again your friend, I'm assuming that with the Sakwa.
Yeah.
The South African Quarter Horse Association has a signage in the back there. And then here's a great shot.
That's my wife, Lizelle. On her horse, Guns Over Broadway.
Does she does she dress in that outfit often?
No.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. I mean, you guys, you only dress this way on competition days.
Show day.
You don't go shopping.
No.
In your.
No.
Okay. I would.
I'll be in jeans, and I'm normally in a pair of boots.
Before we go to some more pictures, you've got a Cavender's box there.
It's a hat box.
It's a hat box. You got to show us this. You got to show us this.
So this is when you travel, when you get onto a plane.
Yeah.
Your hat is. I mean, the hats can go really pricey, so you need to look after your hat.
Right.
And if a hat someone sits on it or it gets damaged, then obviously you can't use it. So this is basically just what it is. It's a box that you put your hat in. That's a Stetson.
Yeah.
This is actually an American hat company, but it's referred to as Stetson.
Okay.
Because Stetson, this is actually a Stetson, as you can see inside.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
but
there I see the actual.
Stetson is actually
quite hard. As I picked it up from you, I could feel how firm this hat is.
So Stetson is a brand. It's a brand name, but they were one of the original companies that made these hats.
Yes.
And hence.
Do you obviously when you compete, you're riding in that?
Yes. Do
you get judged at all on how what you're wearing, or is it purely on your performance?
All on the horse, or the performance on the horse.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the horses. How well must you know your horse?
Extremely well.
I mean, the cowboys, they're like
they live on their horses.
Yeah.
You must know your horse extremely well. You know, we've been training some of our horses now for going on 5 years, and we're just finishing the one of them, Einstein, my horse. My wife has basically just finished her, and as in completely trained.
Yeah.
And now I've got the pleasure of being able to ride and show the horse.
Yeah.
But the hard work was done by Lizelle, and it's at least 5 times a week. And each horse you're riding for between 45 and 90 minutes.
Just before we wrap up, because we've got a little 30-second video here. Let's quickly look at this video, and then I want to ask you about how to get into the sport. Let's have a look at this. Greg, just talk us through what we saw there.
They were basically just working on spins.
Yeah.
And one of the maneuvers in every reining pattern is spins. You need to spin to the left and you need to spin to the right. Four to the left and 4 to the right at different parts of each individual pattern.
Yeah.
So to get a horse to be able to do that, you have to, number one, you're riding with one hand. So the horse has to be extremely soft in the face and responsive and working on its hindquarters. It needs to step. It's quite a complicated maneuver to train.
Right. Okay, so we've got a couple of other pictures here. We've got another cowboy in red. I suppose cowboy is the right phrase. And then again, your wife Lizelle. So it looks like there's a lot of action, a lot of fun here.
So that is the stop. It's a very complicated maneuver to train and to get to this level. There she's stopping, and in every reining pattern, once again, there's stops.
Yeah.
And we refer to that as a sliding stop.
Okay. All right, Greg, we're going to have to wrap it up. I must say, if I if I had a dream, I think I would. It was either be a samurai or be a cowboy. But most kids would want. I think a lot of kids grow up wanting to be a cowboy. We all probably ran up and down the street. How does one get involved in the sport?
Well, you can contact us. I've got an email address here, and we can send out all the information.
Okay.
This is basically info@westernhorse.co.za.
Right. So info@westernhorse.co.za if you want to get involved. Send. Is that to you, Greg?
No, that is the South African Quarter Horse Association's official email, information email address. And then they can also visit saqha.co.za online. And there's a website and there's horse sales and all whatever training and
sounds like great fun.
Shows and functions, yes.
All right. Look, we're going to leave it at that. When do you compete again, or when's your next event?
Our next big show is next year in July, and it is in Paris at the I think it's called the Afridome.
Yeah.
There's an indoor event facility there. That's the next one, the next big one to look forward to. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to say to you and your Stetsons, I'm going to say goodbye, and it was fantastic. I'm pretty sure that we needed another hour, because it looks like a fantastic sport, and it looks like you guys are having great fun, and I think that's what sport is about. As long as you're enjoying yourself and having a jaw out there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Right, folks. Greg Garland from the South African Quarter Horse Association came in and showed us his caps, and of course one of the disciplines of equestrian sport in South Africa. But stick around, because we've still got football, we've got table tennis, and we're going to tell you about the Western Province Women's Golf Awards. We'll be back after the break.